And we are live. Or I'm led to believe that we're live. You can never trust YouTube. I'll get one of those obligatory emails from YouTube in a second saying, "Did you know you're live on your channel now?" The worst email of all time. Hello, everybody. Levi Clay here, and today we are going to be transcribing some of the incredible Christone Kingfish Ingram. Great blues player. That'll be that email. A great blues player. Some really nice chops. We're going to be looking at one of his renditions of The Thrill Is Gone. Very nice recording of The Thrill Is Gone. Cool little chordal thing. There's some great blues licks in there that I think you are going to enjoy learning. You know how this works. Did I know I'm live on my channel now? Hello, Ian. How's it going? Hello, Mr. Spencer. How are you? I hope you are both well. Thank you for tuning in. Do me a favour as well. Hit the share button and just post this somewhere on socials. We've got a lot of stuff to get through today, and it's made a little bit more enjoyable when people are actually here. Because I can engage with your comments and have a good time, all that good stuff. How's the how are the levels? You hear me okay? Any comments? I do have the guitar, so if we want to look at some of the licks, we can try out some of the chord voicings. There's a cool little chordal trick that I played there, which might be one that you might pick up when learning tunes like this, or just being in a minor blues, and ways that you can navigate from the one chord to the four chord. Because of course, I think the best thing that you gain from transcribing is just learning the way great players use the language in order to express themselves. We can do the same. We can take the musical ideas that they play and we can go, oh, okay, so that's how you use a scale, or that's how you use an arpeggio, or that's a way that you can connect two chords to each other, etc., etc. So all that good stuff. The stream actually it's actually a sponsored stream, believe it or not, which almost never happens. I'll just bring this up. So yeah, this stream is actually sponsored by my friends over at Guitar Pro, because they are having a sale on currently. You can get 20% off of the Guitar Pro software, along with 50% off of the My Songbook transcription archive. Oh, I haven't made this big enough. Let's make this a little bit bigger for you for when we get into the transcribing. So yeah, if you want to support the channel and grab yourself a copy of Guitar Pro, I'll be uploading this transcription to my YouTube channel tomorrow. Yeah, I think tomorrow is when I plan to do that. And you'll be able to download the Guitar Pro file, of course, load it up into Guitar Pro yourself, and work on, the licks, if you like. It is my software of choice for transcribing, obviously. I've used it every day for longer than I care to admit, if I'm honest. It's got to be like getting on for 20 years. Oh, where does the time go? Where does it go? Yes, so we will be using Guitar Pro for that. So big thank you to Guitar Pro. We'll keep mentioning them throughout the stream. Don't worry about that. There are other things, though. I do have other cool things to tell you about, but we will talk about that in good time. Let me bring the chat back up so I can see what you guys are saying. Why can't I see the chat here? It would be really handy if I could see that chat. There we go. Yeah, I see Jeff's raging about Goldberg and Gunther still. Hello, Chris. How's it going, man? Yeah, I hope everybody's well. And then, well, I say this as me transcribing Christone let's try that again. Christone Kingfish Ingram. We'll just call him Kingfish from here on out. I say it's me transcribing him, but it's also an Ask Me Anything. So if you've got any questions about life, love, music, ask me the question. I'll do my best to answer. Help you out as much as I can. Yeah, I just as a slight aside, I'm a big film hound. I like to go and see as many horror films as I can, and I caught the Michael B. Jordan film Sinners just recently, which I really enjoyed. Thought it was great. From Dusk Till Delta was probably a better name for it. And Kingfish is in that. He appears at the end, him and Buddy Guy. So yeah, there you go. Kingfish has made his way into films, so good for him. Hello. I'm not even going to attempt to... He said, "Hi, man, you legend. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your name, sir. But thank you very much." I really appreciate you guys. Right, so guess what? Guess what, guys? Let's play an actual ad. I've got 30 seconds of plug-in to do. Okay, ready for this? Ready? Let's see how good this is. See if this works. If you're looking to take your guitar practice to the next level, then check out guidedpracticeroutines.com. We have over 100 hours of full instructional videos and practice routines, so we can practice together and progress faster. Now, these all come with full Sound Slice integration and Guitar Pro downloads. You'll also have access to my entire YouTube archive of transcriptions. So check out the link in the description and be the first to know when we go live. Did that work? Did that work as intended? Yeah, so Guided Practice Routines is going live. I think the plan is, we were talking today, the launch event is going to be the 20th of July. So a month from today, pretty much. Cannot wait to show you more. But yeah, I've been putting in a lot of time. As you can tell, we've got 100 hours of video content. Just think about that. 100 hours of video content. How's that for competition, for blowing the competition out of the water? Across the series of courses, triad mastery, scale mastery, arpeggio stuff, cross-picking workouts, like it really is. There's a learning the notes course, there's a course on warm-ups. Like, I've done so much content and I'm continuing to film more. Guided Practice Routines is going to be my outlet. That's where you will find all of my educational material. So yeah, there's a link in the description if you want to go and check out, or pop your email in so you get notified when we go live. It'd be very much appreciated if you did that, because we're going to run a 48-hour special at the start of the website with a special price for people, so you can get a discount if you want to check out what we're doing. Did you... Fantastic. Did you see a thumbnail for Steven Seagal tabs? Truly a master. I actually did do a Steven Seagal thing. Yeah, I did. For April Fool's Day a couple of years ago, I did Steven Seagal, Nick Jonas, and Lil Wayne. I did a little compilation video of 3 of their live solos. Good spot. I didn't realise that was in there. I didn't know that got uploaded to the website. Anyway, so let's jump onto the transcription. So I'm going to bring this up so you can see the Guitar Pro thing, because again, big thanks to the Guitar Pro for sponsoring this stream. So yeah, we're looking at Thriller's Gone. Now, I've already taken the liberty of marking the file out in Transcribe. I'll run you through what we've got going on here. I'm using Transcribe. This is my software in the top left. You can, of course, import audio into Guitar Pro, which we will probably do towards the end of the stream. I'll show you how you go about doing that. The only reason I haven't done that is because in this particular, well, a couple of reasons. One, I prefer to transcribe and then line up my audio in Guitar Pro as the last thing that I do, not the first thing that I do. But also because I know that we're going to be doing selections of this piece. We're going to look at the intro, and then there's a solo here for us to look at. And then he solos for a bit here, but I want to look at the bit where he kicks on the wah, which is here. So we're going to be using parts of the audio, and therefore having the full audio track loaded in Guitar Pro isn't the best way for us to be working. Yeah, so I'm using Transcribe. This is in the top left, which also encompasses the video. So when I press play here, you're going to hear the video. You're going to see the video. That's all being played by Transcribe software. And then I have Guitar Pro over on the right. This is what I'm going to be using to notate everything. Let's have a look here. Ethan King, how do you learn personally from transcribing? What do you transcribe to improve your own playing? That's a great question, Ethan. Great question. It depends on what my fancy is that week, if that makes sense. I've transcribed. I got into transcribing professionally because I was only transcribing things that were interesting to me, but they were also interesting to other people. So yeah, it depends what I want to be working on. Currently, I'm a piano guy, so I'm transcribing a lot of piano things. And that could be, actual playing on working out what the keyboards are playing on a Whitney Houston track, or it might be transcribing something Wynton Kelly played, or yeah, anything, a Barry Harris solo. When it comes to the guitar, I'm always on a bit of a Pat Martino kick. So I've been transcribing some Pat Martino for myself just recently, and then trying to just improve getting those lines into my playing. But ultimately, I don't think it matters what you're transcribing. I think The things that you learn from transcribing, no, I'll try that again. Whatever you are transcribing are going to be things that you're learning from, and they become part of your language. So I think transcribing anything is good for you. So, there's another good question. With the launch of the website, are you leaving Patreon? Essentially, yeah. I'll be shutting down the guided practice routine tier on Patreon. I'll still keep open the $1 tier and the $5 tier for people that want to support me but don't want to be a member of the website. But the problem with Patreon is you can't deliver the 100 hours of content. You just can't deliver it on Patreon in a smart way where you as a user are going to be able to keep track of the things that you're working on, whether you're going to be able to create pathways that go through lessons and just neatly organize things. The search function on Patreon is awful, so I had to move away from it to give you guys a better end product. So that's the answer to that. Anyway, let's start transcribing. So I'll get rid of that ad. We'll bring that back every now and again. Just to remind you that this stream is brought to you by my friends over at Guitar Pro. So go and check out the link in the description. Get 20% off of Guitar Pro. That sale's still on for another 9 days. So take advantage. Anyway, so the first part that I wanted to look at on this was just the intro. Now, like I say, Kingfish is playing the tune The Thrill Is Gone. And I'm a big believer in, getting things out of a transcription comes from working on or understanding the context of the things that you're transcribing. Super, super important. So when I think of The Thrill Is Gone, if I was at a jam and somebody said, let's play The Thrill Is Gone, I know what that means. They're talking about playing a minor blues in B, so a blues in B minor. But more specifically, it's like that jazzier blues. So we have the, I will bring myself up even though my guitar's kind of off screen. So a blues in B minor. Four chord, as you'd expect, minor. And then we're dropping to our, which is our flat 6 as a major 7 chord. 5 chord as a dominant. So lots of stuff that you can play on that, but knowing the chord progression of your tune helps you to understand the context in which they're doing the lines. And that is applicable whether it's Pat Martino that you're transcribing, who we've mentioned in the chat a little bit there, or Kingfish. You want to know the lines that he's playing and why he's playing them, not just what he's playing. You want to understand the why, because then you get better at kind of doing the why yourself. So I wanted to look at the way he plays through the chords in the intro. I love the insinuation that Anderton's has a monopoly on guitar stores in the UK when Guitar exists. No, Guitar are definitely a bigger store than Anderton's in terms of presence in the UK. Maybe not in terms of web presence, but when it comes to like seeing retail stores, actually visiting retail stores, Guitar, we've got Guitar in Glasgow, there's one in Camden, they're kind of everywhere. Anyway, so what is he playing here? Well, is he in B? Let's check that. Yeah. I'm just going to write that out. So there's the idea, right? And you want to be really specific, like staccato. You could say that these are muted. I wouldn't really think of it as that, but they are. So this is... There's the basic riff, right? Then we have... Now, here's our first chord part. There's a little chord movement we do here. So that's his way of getting from the one chord, B minor. Someone saying, is it just me or is the audio a little bit low? You tell me. Let me see if I can apply some filters on this and change the audio for you just a little bit. All right, I've boosted you by about 3 dB. So one of the annoying things about streaming on YouTube, like I can't hear the volume. What I can see, and I actually can drag this over, I can see in my OBS that I'm loud. You know, I'm near peaking. And then if for whatever reason it ends up really quiet, sometimes that happens. So like a stream level is really quiet on YouTube, and I'm like, why? Why is it quiet here? My levels look great, my end, you know. Yeah, it is a frustration. So I'm sorry if we're quiet. Anyway, so we're looking at this cool chordal lick. So the music is he's playing quietly there. So this is like Gospel 101. We're on the one chord, B minor, and we have this walk up. There's our walk up if you listen to the root note movement. Sorry. We're on B minor, I'll give myself a walk into it. You want to hear that root note movement. See, now you said give the music a boost, but I'm looking at it and I can see that it's clipping my end. So I'm sorry, I don't speak foreign. You need to give me some English, my brother. Unless you're talking to each other, in which case that's totally fine. Oh, I see one of you tagged the other one, so that's good. Anyway, so yeah, there's this walk up that you can hear, and if you use the video, you can gain more insight from this. Now this is just the same chord voicing but moved up. So we're on a B minor or a B minor 7. We just move that up. And then, now this is a major 7 chord. It's backsliding in from a semitone below. So we have I hate doing transcribing with guitar in my hand because now I'm balancing. So you have this. This is your chord movement. Now I like this. This is a B minor 7. Let's put a key signature in this actually. So we've got B minor 7, C sharp minor 7. Never trust chord names that software gives you, eh? So a D major 7. Now this is, I'd probably call it D sharp diminished 7 rather than E flat diminished 7. Now that takes us to an E minor 9. 1, 2, 3. And then arpeggiates on the 4th beat. Whoops. Like this, right? So I think, for me, I'm pretty sure it would be diminished. And so that's a good question, actually. It's a really good question. So you could check it. And that would make sense, right? Yeah, so you can hear this in a voice that goes ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. That's our ba-da-da-da, which takes us to the E minor. So, yeah, I can definitely hear that voice in there, but it's more than that. So, as silly as this might seem, but yes, you use your ears when you transcribe, but you also use your knowledge, right? And I'm trying to think of like really good examples of that. If like something like when you spice that up and go those sorts of things, right? I don't actually listen to the individual chords when things like that happen because it's common vocabulary. So I know what the thing is. And when you're playing the blues, in gospel music, you play your one chord. Then you're going to likely have your four chord diminished, sharp diminished, which tends to go to the one chord in second inversion, and then walks us up to the sixth chord as a dominant, 2 chord, 5 chord, 1 chord, right? That's a common movement. When you learn like a million common chord progressions, when you hear someone do them, you're like, oh, it's one of those. It's a thing I've heard a million times before. I've heard that in so much music that when I hear Kingfish do it, I was immediately like, oh, that's a cool way of using that classic kind of diminished passing chord movement. Now he's a little bit out of tune. So he's got this like minor 11 sound here. So we'll write that out. We'll put, I think, intention there. I hate it when Guitar Pro does that. Just checking that. I hate the Apple mouse more. So I'm thinking this is like being B minor 11. Which is really like a sus chord with a B in the bass. Yeah, nice. Now we got the Neo Soul. Now you can hear the movement. There's a couple of things happening here. Like when I hear this, I know what he's playing because I've heard this chord voicing so many times. But we've got the visual cue, which kind of helps us, right? Let me read it. I just want to see these comments, so I'll read those in a second. So yeah, so we've got visual cues here as well. And audio cues. I can hear that there's a note that goes in the middle of that chord, and I can see where he is. I know, and my theory knowledge tells me this is a flat 6. So we're in the key of B. Our flat 6 is going to be G, B minor. So we've got this like, I guess you call this like a G major 9. It's like 6/9 hammering onto the major 7. So if I just write that voicing out for you, there's our 6/9, but we have a hammer like that. And we just arpeggiate. And then he pulls off from the 11 to the 9. So you really want like that. And I hear that. I know that's my sharp 9 to my flat 9 over that 5 chord. But let me read these questions. Kingfish, absolute beast of a player, I agree. When you're hearing these chords, do you have a method to hearing the notes between the highest and lowest notes, or do you learn them purely from trial and error? That's an interesting question, Ethan. It's a little bit of both. I think the most important thing to know is, like, unless you have chord vocabulary, unless you know chords. I always use this as an example with students, right? So if you closed your eyes and I went, if I asked you what chord that is, most students say, oh, that's the Hendrix chord or a 7 sharp 9 chord, and they can play it. If you don't know that chord, we use other chords. If I play, or like these open chords, when you hear those on a record, you just immediately know what they are. You don't hear low note and high note or notes in between. You hear a voicing, you know what it is. Transcribing chords on the guitar is a lot about knowing your vocabulary on the guitar. You know, this chord sounds different to this chord. If I hear this on a record, or this on a record, I can voice it like this actually, they are the same chord quality, but because I've played both of these chords, I've learned both of these chords, maybe put the sharp 5 on top, or because I know these chords, when I hear them on a record, I don't actually have to look for notes, because I hear a chord and I'm like, oh yeah, I've played that one before. It's really hard to transcribe chords you've never played before, right? So transcribing holds off chords, much harder. And knowledge of chords on the guitar, like really knowing your chords on the guitar, doesn't mean you can then sit and transcribe somebody playing piano voicings, because when you sit and play at the piano, you voice things in a slightly different way. We think differently to the way you do on the guitar, because you can do things on the piano that you can't realistically do when you're playing the guitar. So same principle. When I'm playing the piano, I've had to learn voicings like this. I can't voice that on the guitar, you know, and because of that, what I'm learning is, or what I've witnessed happen again, is that I'm learning voicings on the piano, and I've been doing so for such a long time now that transcribing chords on the piano is starting to get easier. Sometimes you do want to slow a thing down and really listen for the notes that are in between. But generally speaking, if you already know your chord voicings, when you hear a thing, much like when you hear this, you probably don't need to look for that because you know it. Hey Levi, how do you decide what you're going to transcribe? Honestly, that's the hardest thing, because I'm running out of things to transcribe. I'm always taking suggestions on YouTube and Discord. I don't watch a lot of guitar videos on YouTube, so I'm very rarely am I finding things. Rick Beato's ear trainer should help. Why would you use Rick Beato's ear trainer when you can do this? If you're looking to take your guitar practice to the next level, then check out Guide. No, I won't make you watch the whole ad. I do have an ear training course on my website. No, I don't like Rick's method for ear training. I don't like anybody's method for ear training, and I'm going to be a bitch about this. Like, there's a lot of people out there that will sell you or try and sell you a way to train your ears. But it's telling how many people try and sell you a way of training your ears who don't make a living from their ears. I make a living from my ears. So I don't teach you the same old boring things that everybody thinks that you're supposed to learn to have good ears, and they teach you these things despite not having great ears. Like, having good ears is my thing, so check out my stuff. I did buy the 446. Well done, look, there it is. It's not that I finally bought it, I finally found one. That's really it. I know the Hendrix chord well, but couldn't tell it was a name chord in open position or Mr. Big by Free. Yeah, so that's a perfect, Matt. You've kind of illustrated my point wonderfully there. So you haven't really learned the sound of a 7 sharp 9 chord, but you have learned a chord voicing. So when I hear this chord voicing on this recording, like, I do know this chord voicing. Now it's different when a pianist plays like a major 9 voicing. If I'm at the piano and I played like something like that's not a major 9 voicing. What am I doing? What shall I voice here? How shall I voice this? Let's play. I'm just looking for a fun way to play this that wouldn't be what a guitar player would do, right? So if I just, you guitar players can't play this. Yeah, we can't really. That worked. So what a goof. That's not the same as this. So we haven't learned what a major 9 chord sounds like. We've learned what this chord voicing sounds like. But guess what? How many major 9 voicings do we play on the guitar? If you can learn all of your major 9 voicings, might play a G major 9 like that, might do it like this. They're different voicings. Over time, you start to associate a name with it, but emotional response is the way I like to train ear training. So you hear a thing and your hand knows how to do that thing. Yeah, I have a whole website for that. Matt, no, the website isn't live yet, but it'll be live on the 20th of July. Link in the description, guidedpracticeroutines.com. Pop your email in and you'll get notified about our launch. I don't do transcriptions of audio things for YouTube. No, I don't do them audio things for YouTube. I've done a shit ton of Clint, but I only do video things for YouTube because, of course, it's a video platform. So anyway, we know that this is... does he go down to the bottom note? So we've got our... sorry. What are we on? We're on... F sharp 7 sharp 9, and then he changes that to an F sharp 7 flat 9. Okay. And then so like a B minor 9. Being able to hear it rhythmically helps, obviously. So B minor 9. Now if we just listen through what he plays, or if we take away the... I'll put the other chords in as well. So I've got the B minor 11. This is a G major 9. So with that in mind, if we listen to him play now... I'm going to transcribe the solo, but when he sings. Okay, right. So we're going to listen to him sing now. And when he does that, I want us to be listening for... Why is everything off screen? What is going on here? That's... Why are you not getting my... I don't know. How have I goofed that up? Sorry, guys. That's fine. So, yeah, what we're looking for here is we kind of learned the way he played through this. He had a riff in B minor, and he played that riff. What was the riff? I'll bring it up so I can see it. Then to transition to his 4 chord, his E minor, he played. So he made that diminished move. Then he goes back to a B minor 11. For his 6th chord, he plays G major 9. Then he does the sharp 9 to flat 9. And then back to a B minor 9. So if we listen to him, we're looking to see if he's doing that.
Thrill is gone. Thrill is gone away from me.
And then same
Thrill is gone. Thrill is gone away from me. Although you got me wrong, so lonely I'll
just play the
be.
sharp 9 that time. Right, let's see if it does the same thing this time.
Thrill is gone. Thrill is gone away for good.
Same move.
Thrill is
Exactly.
gone.
That's the
Thrill
most
is gone away for good. Although I hate to see you leave, I move on just like I should.
So his way of playing this, it's locked into these particular voicings. We would use this as a way of, we would say if Kingfish is playing Thrill Is Gone, that's how he plays his rhythm on it. Those are the voicings he's thinking of. That makes sense? How should you know whether you can learn perfect pitch? Because I can mostly find a C, but I find I don't believe you can learn perfect pitch, and I don't believe it's something that you would need to learn. And usually the people that tell you can are people that are going to try and sell you a course on it. And I'm sat over here saying you don't need it in order to be able to make a living with your ears. How do I know that? I don't have perfect pitch. I'm waving. I don't have perfect pitch and I make a living with my ears. So, right, what's the idea? And this was actually a super chat, so I've been paid for this. So, what's the ideal balance between theory and technique? Some players know theory well, but lack musicality. Why does this disconnect happen? That's a simple answer to that, because learning theory is very, very easy. You know, very, very easy to read books and to be able to recite information. It's a different thing entirely to be able to read books and connect the things that you read about with the sounds that you hear on records. So obviously when I'm doing this, when I'm hearing him play this tune, I know the structure of the tune, and I don't just sit here and say, okay, so the Thrill Is Gone is a 1 chord to the 4 chord, and then you go back to your 1 chord, and then you have a flat 6, and you go to the 5, and then you go to the 1. And then I say to you, okay, cool, what chord voicings can I play on that? And you just cycle through your knowledge of the books that you've read. That's not the same, is it, as when I'm hearing him play this. I'm hearing movement between chords, and the emotional resonance is a word that I bring up a lot, but these chord moves, they all have an impact to me. Every chord has a sound to it. And I've learned the theory, yeah, sure, but I've also spent a lot of time learning to really understand the things that I hear and understand how I describe those things. So I think a lot of players, I said it's easy to learn a lot of theory, and I really do mean that. It's easy to learn a lot of theory. It's hard to learn a lot about music. It's really hard to learn a lot about music. And I mean from listening to it. It's really hard to listen to enough music so when you hear somebody play a thing, you can say, oh, he just did this. That's harder because it's more open-ended. So theory guys tend to hide behind reading more books. If I read more books, I'll learn more, and then maybe one day I'll just magically be able to do the things. And no, you have to be connecting it to the music all the way along. So when you hear a blues lick, and we're going to look at some really cool, he plays a really cool altered line over the 1 chord leading to the 4 in his second solo. That's not something that I use a theory book for. That's something that I hear and know, you know? So you have to train the ears as well as the mind. And, you know, spoilers, I've got an ear training course on my website. Okay, so let's, since turning the volume up, it's nearly impossible to hear me speak while the music plays. Okay. Yeah, I think that, to be honest, that's a compression thing. So I will endeavour to not speak while the music plays. Sorry. Yeah, I'm very sorry. So I won't do that. Anyway, let's go back to where we were. Let's transcribe this first solo. I mean, I guess I can. I'm just looking to double check it's not coming through any other Source. Shouldn't be getting it through that. If I turn the volume down a little bit. Does he play that there? That's probably where I'd play that. I don't like putting these as full bends because, I mean, technically it is, but it's like a full bend blues curl. How do I want that? Yeah, I don't. It's more felt than counted, but I will put it as a triplet. And this kind of ties in with what Celestian Skies asked there. See all this stuff he's playing here? Like, I'm not just hearing this as numbers, I'm hearing... I'm hearing minor pentatonic scale and I'm hearing a flat 5 in there at one point with a lick. So it's like I'm taking the thing I'm hearing and I'm condensing it down into theory, or I'm condensing it down into a theoretical description. But I'm not led with the theoretical description. I'm not saying to myself, oh, if I want to solo over this, I just play blues scale. Oh, my mouse is playing up. Sorry, I need to turn this mouse on and off. Because the Apple mouse is what? Not magic. It's a fucking terrible mouse. Oh, great. I've turned it off and on and it's not even come back on. Nice. Sorry, guys. I don't have a mouse currently. 2 seconds. I guess I'll have to just replace this mouse and give them, I don't know, £500 for a new one. I'm not going to say it's a new mouse, but I've had it for like a year. It just constantly does things that annoy me. Okay, you should be connected now, mouse. It says you're connected. You're connected, yeah, but you're just... I'm moving you and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Awesome. Well, this is fun. Let down by Apple. Don't worry, I'm not going to stop the stream. Mainly because I don't have a mouse to do that with. I couldn't stop the stream if I wanted to. Kingfish went on tour with Samantha Fish. Sad they didn't invite Walter Trout. That's very good, yeah. Awesome. My mouse literally won't move left or right. Oh, that actually worked. Wow. Thanks for that. Thanks, Steelers. Now, I don't usually put vibrato in transcriptions, but it feels relevant here. Now, this is pentatonic double stops. Again, there's my music theory, right? I hear that and I'm like, I know what that is. This is where we make our transition to E minor. Got that little blues curl on the flat 3. Triplet. Why has the camera decided to look at my guitar? Jeez. How long has it been looking at my guitar for? Oh, technology. Who'd have it? I mean, I'm complaining I'm complaining about my mouse. I'm complaining about my camera, but then I guess I'm sat transcribing music in my studio in Scotland and people all over the world are watching me. So technology's not that bad, I guess. Let me check out the comments. You are a legend, Steel Israel. I know that. Almost the intro to Beavis and Butthead. Is that Guitar Pro for Mac? Yes, I'm using Guitar Pro on Mac. Blues curl on the flat 3, of course, because authentic blues. Because we're going aggressive with the vibrato. Are we there? I love that he misses that note. I mean, love is the wrong word, but it just highlights the realness of it, you know? This is how music happens. So I'll put a ghost note around it because, you know, we know what he's going for. I'm going to be lazy with that. I don't want to put a triplet tie in there. Now I could put wah here just as an indicator for anyone reading a transcription after the fact. So nothing particularly outlandish in this little solo, right? Oh, there we go. Nice colour. Big vibrato on there. And then we hit Aeolian. Sliding down to the 9. Something interesting. Now I hear the phrase "babo babo babo," which makes transcribing it easy, right? Because I can hear it, I've internalized it. He does actually put that blue slide in there. Babble, babble, babble. Babble, bada, slide on the D. Dabble, ba, da. So there's our solo. Whoops. Mega vibrato. Then we'll move on to the second solo. But pretty simple in concept, right? Actually, let's import the audio for this, and I'll show you how I would line this up. So, because I've now done the hard part, if you like, two things, right? So what I do is I go in Transcribe by putting my markers and beat detectors, not beat detectors, beat markers, and then I can go into markers compute tempo, and that will tell me its estimation of the average tempo based on where I've put my markers. So it's 88.6. So I'm going to come up here and put an 88.6 on there. Why not? Okay. Yeah, it will average out. And now I can go into Transcribe and I can... why is that? Oh, because I've got that open. So File, Export Sound File. I know you can't see that's on the other side of my screen. I'm going to export a low res version of that, a low bitrate version of that. And then, why is that not there? Sort by date modified, should be there. 2 seconds, just finding the file that I just exported. Where are my folders? There we go. Got it. I'm going to load up my audio import function in Guitar Pro, drag the audio file in. My camera just flashed at me, I don't know why. Okay, now I've got the audio file loaded in. What I'll do is I will just turn on the audio for the music. I'll just check my beat 1. I'll line that up. Now I can see that's where the beat is, right? Like that. I can see that's where that bar is. Oh. If you want to be pedantic, you would probably write that as triplets. I can see that lines up. See, that's where the beat is. It's there. I want to put a staccato on that. Okay, so now, because I've gone through there and lined up my audio after the fact, my camera's decided it doesn't want to point at my face, hasn't it? Stupid fucking camera, man. Nope. Turn off the tracking. Technology, who'd I'm not going to do it again. I won't bitch about technology again. There we go. Yeah, so now my transcription is all lined up using the audio import function. Now when I use this as a practice tool, and of course I'll bring up the ad for Guitar Pro. You can download the Guitar Pro files, especially the ones that I make, right? Now, because I can import the audio in them like this for live recordings, if you wanted to study this, you could literally go, okay, what's the part that I want to work on? I want to work on this lick. So I'm going to highlight those 3 bars. And now, as long as I've got my loop on, I can... And it's going to work really, it's going to loop really, really well. But maybe that speed is too fast for you, right? So I've got my loop set up. I'm going to come up to this speed section up here, and I'm just going to change it to 70% speed. And now... And I can just use that as a practice tool. You can set up speed trainers and things like that. And this isn't how I use Guitar Pro, because obviously I don't use it as a practice tool. I use it as a creation of practice tools for you guys. But it is in there. All that functionality is in there. So if you want to go and grab yourself a copy of Guitar Pro, 20% off currently. Link is in the description. And while you're there, why don't you consider going and checking out guided practice routines? Let me just run a quick ad for it. If you're looking to take your guitar practice to the next level, then check out guidedpracticeroutines.com. We have over 100 hours of full instructional videos and practice routines, so we can practice together and progress faster. Now, these all come with full sound slice integration and Guitar Pro downloads. You'll also have access to my entire YouTube archive of transcriptions. So check out the link in the description and be the first to know when we go live. And we're back. Okay, so I'll answer these questions. Give me some advice on expanding my blues vocabulary. Learn more. Learn more. Have you learned this solo? Have you learned Robin Ford's Talk to Your Daughter? If not, why not? Have you learned Robin Ford's Help the Poor? If not, why not? Learn more from different people, because you will learn to imitate the way different players that you like phrase, and you'll learn to distinguish the difference between those players. Have you learned Josh Smith solos, for example? Have you learned, let's go old school, like, have you learned B.B. King solos? Have you learned Albert King solos? Have you learned Matt Schofield solos? Like, you have to learn more vocabulary, and you'll pick up things like Scott Henderson. Like, there's licks that he plays in his Dog Party solo. I always remember... That's a phrase that he plays in there, just the once. And I'm sure it's not in that key either, actually. But that's a phrase that I always remember him playing in there. And because I learned that, like, it's kind of stuck in my playing. So you have to learn more language. In the same way that if you said to me, hey, Levi, I'm looking for ways to expand my Spanish vocabulary, I'm kind of stuck. It all sounds quite samey. And it would be like, well, watch Spanish speakers. Watch your favourite TV show, but put the audio to Spanish and listen to them speaking in Spanish. See if you pick up any phrases. Kareem says that my workflow is interesting. I always start with syncing the audio in Guitar Pro. Okay, so there's a good reason I don't do that. There's a very good reason I don't do that. So if we look at what I've done here, where I've got it synced, pretend I haven't done the transcription, okay? But I've got it synced. So let me do a like for like for you. So here's that lick played in Guitar Pro at 100% speed. I'm going to level them so they sound the same volume-wise. Yeah, about there. So when I listen to that in Guitar Pro, okay, sounds fine. And here in Transcribe, listen to them if I slow them both down to 50% speed. So here's the 50% speed slowed down in Guitar Pro. There's a lot of digital distortion in that, but in Transcribe, so that I would say that the algorithm that is used in Guitar Pro for slowing things down is not as clean as the algorithm in Transcribe, but it's more than that. So say I'm transcribing a thing and I want to loop beat 3 in Guitar Pro, like let's say we're doing this bar. Oh, the transcription ends there, so that's no good. Let me add a new track. So let's say we're transcribing this and I want to work on this bar, okay? Or this bar. What do I do if I want to listen to measure 3? Just measure 3. I can loop the whole bar. But if I want to listen to just measure 3, I have to do a bunch of extra steps here. I actually have to put rests in order to create a measure 3 to be able to loop, whereas in Transcribe, I can just go measure 3. And I can listen to it. So that's why I do it that way. All right, so let me remove this track. Let's keep going. What do we have here? Mentioned my ear training course. Where can I purchase that? It's going to be on guidedpracticeroutines.com. It's something that I'm going to be adding to every week. Every 2 weeks. There's currently 20 videos in the series. We're just on level 1 of ear training because there's 5 principal areas of ear training that you have to work on, and I promise you, the entirety of the course that's up there so far, just level 1, isn't covered in other ear training courses. I know that sounds like a sales pitch, but you know, I've started at the most important, the first step of ear training that you actually have to work on before you start going, that's a flirt 7. Before doing stuff like that, you have to work on what you'd call unison training, and there's lots of really cool ways of forcing you to practice that. And I've done those in the ear training course. So it's it'll all be on guidedpracticeroutines.com. So what do you go? Get your point. Oh no, that was Kareem. So that's great advice. Thank you. So when you say learn, obviously learn the notes, get the line under my fingers. Then do I apply it to whatever you can? Like, how do you get it in memory? Absolutely that. Yeah, absolutely that. So if we look at this little phrase that Kingfish plays here, this is the coolest thing. Well, it's all subjective, but to me, this is the coolest thing he played, because everything he played up until this point was just blues scale, right? All those sorts of things. And then at the end of his solo, he plays... So when I look at that, bring my guitar up. If I understand what it is that he played, so we're on a B minor, he's playing words to that effect, right? This is very much, he's playing full Aeolian there, right? So I learned this just up that part. The most complicated thing that I transcribed, currently, I did a full harmony transcription of Tunnel Vision by Tribal Tech, which I posted on my Instagram page, because it's all like these really over-the-top keyboard chords. And it was a nice challenge for me, but it's something that I've always wanted to be able to do. So, that was one of the more complicated things that I've had to do. Anyway, so the slick. And I think it's also about learning how you access it. So he accesses it via the 5th. So then I take that lick and I ask myself, okay, if I'm playing something in E, let's say I'm doing like Superstition. should I... Can I work that in there? So I take that, and I'm doing that with lines all the time. When Pat Martino plays, you learn that, and then suddenly when I'm going... So I'm just stitching. That feels very contrived because I'm like forcing very specific ideas in there. But the more you play and the more you connect the sounds with the ear, like I'm thinking of this as being like a cool Aeolian line, and the Pat Martino thing is a cool melodic minor line, you get better at working those things together. So all that stuff I'm playing is just, vocabulary that I pick up from things. That makes sense? Yeah, the Guthrie 6, I mean, it's not really very me anymore, if I'm honest. Yeah, I can't tell you how much of a novelty it is to be able to do this. Because my 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 4 guitars in this studio that all have 15s on them. Because I play 15s on just about everything now. So bending strings isn't really a me thing. Playing like Pat Martino is. Anyway, so that's that solo. Let's keep going. I'm going to listen to some more. I'm going to listen to him doing the singing. I'll point out the obvious again. When we're listening to him doing the singing, watch what he plays. He's going to play B minor 7, B minor 9 even. And when he wants to make his transition, he's going to go as he's transitioned to get there. Then he's got to go back to B minor 9. I think actually, if memory serves me right, he does his... Yeah, he puts the F sharp 7 sharp 9 before the B minor, because that makes sense. It always goes before that chord. And then for his flat 6, he'll play his G major 9, and then F7 sharp 9. He doesn't do the flat 9. And then back to blues. He doesn't play stuff like that. Anyway, here it goes.
Thrill is gone. Thrill is gone away from me. Thrill is gone. Thrill is gone away from me. Although you done me wrong, so lonely I'll be. Thrill is gone. Thrill is gone away for good. Thrill is gone. Thrill is gone away for good. Although I hate to see you leave, I move on just like I should.
Okay, now we're getting into our guitar solo. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space here. I'm glad that was useful to you. So leave a little bit of space here, and then I'm going to cut into this guitar solo. So I think it's worth pointing out with Kingfish, like, he's a great guitar player. Like, there's no denying that. He adds a lot of. It wouldn't surprise me if he has some background in gospel, if he's played in churches, just purely because of the the chordal stuff that he did there. There's some gospelly touches to it. But yeah, guitar playing aside, he's got a great voice, which just helps. You know, he's an entertainer, and entertainers don't just play solos at people; they usually sing to them as well. And he's got his voice has such maturity to it. But let me check out his guitar solo. So we'll write this out. Super wide vibrato on it. Whoops. Just move him over. It's like a slide in from below, so it's just a kind of generic slide from below. What am I doing? I'm all fingers and thumbs. Love that. There's something to learn from that. It's actually this. I will do it here. Now, before he plays this call, I just want to see what we can take from this. This is how we study, and coming back to this previous question about stealing vocabulary or developing vocabulary. It's really important that you know your blues patterns, right? Your blues scale stuff. So if I'm jamming on something in B minor, I've got to know. Have to know that position, right? Then you'd have what you'd call the Albert King box, which is pentatonic position 2. So what Kingfish does in this particular solo is he plays. Now that actually adds a little bit of colour, because if I use my pedal to play a pad behind me on the keyboard, so if I play like, it's hard to, sounds like shit. Let's give you. So if I put that B minor behind you, right? Pentatonic scale is flat 3, 1, flat 7, 5, 4, flat 3, 1. But when he plays this B bending up to a C sharp, well, that's That's the 9 of the chord. So that's something you want to learn as a note that you can bend to and target. It's one that I do quite a lot, and I tend to do like... Well, evidently I don't do it much anymore because I don't bend anymore. So that's a thing that you can take from him. You know, that's a vocabulary-based thing. So he plays this. He's playing over a B minor. We can steal that sort of vocabulary. But then he does this. It's coming. Oh, sorry. I need to bring it out on screen so you can see. Hello. What was that? Now, I think it's really good ear training practice before you transcribe that to take a stab at what he's playing. And what I mean by that is just hazard a guess theoretically at what he's playing there. Does it sound like, oh, would you say, oh, he played the blues scale there? You know, oh, he played the major scale there. He played the whole tone scale there. Just by engaging your ear in a little bit of more of a way, forces you to build a connection between things you hear and the words that we have to describe it. So if you said, for example, oh, I think he's playing a whole tone lick there. Okay, fine. It's not correct, but by saying, I think he's playing a whole tone lick there, and then transcribing it, you can then go, oh, okay, so that sound isn't whole tone. That sound that I initially think of as being whole tone isn't whole tone. It's actually such and such. So when I hear this, I hear like an altered lick. I know it's like that, which has taken me, or as Nathan Kane has said, 2-5-1 type sound. Absolutely. Playing like a... no, we're on the B. My bad. So we're doing like a... sort of implying that 2-5-1 sound. But let's take a look. So ba da 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 da. Whoops. Ba. Oh, interesting. Ba da 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 ba 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 da da ba da ba. Ba, 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 ba. So it's like Phrygian dominant. So let's take a look at the phrase. So he's on his B. And then he plays. So a couple of ways that we could look at that. Some guys are going to think of this as just being like a B. It doesn't actually... I guess it does go up to the third of B, but it starts on the bottom. But at its core, if you look at our notes, so he's playing Phrygian dominant there, and ending on our one. And you could think of it as being either just a B7 altered sound, or F sharp minor 7 flat 5 to a B7 altered sound. That works too. But it's a nice So at that point, to me, that's such a great lick, right? So then I want to bring my guitar up, and I say to myself, cool, let's say I'm playing a blues in like a minor blues, like something like that, right? So I ask myself, if I'm in E, so I play my blues. Let's do it again. 3. Actually, I've got a looper, so let me just lay down a little loop. I'll bring my guitar down so you can see me playing it. So if I played. Goof that. Yeah. Let's go. Why do I keep doing that? Yeah, so what you can see there, or hopefully what you can see from that, is I picked a different key and I just spent a little bit of time trying to make that lick make sense to me. And then because I've kind of pieced it in my mind as being, okay, this is a bluesy lick. Well, not really, it's a jazz lick. This is a jazz lick that resolves to the one of a minor chord. So then I would take a tune where I can use that. We've been talking Pat Martino. Let's do Pat Martino Sunny, right? So So over my 251, if I know that I'm resolving, this is like an E7 lick, I can over that Over this, I can play. So if I'm soloing on Sunny. So I'm just stealing that lick. I'm just looking for different contexts that I can put it in. And when you do that with 10 contexts, you'll find it will just be part of your vocabulary. And then you can just start doing things like, okay, how am I playing that? So I prefer to finger it like this. Let's go. Because then I can see it as being something that's a little bit more movable for me. So if I start on the 5th of any of my chords, if I'm playing E7 and I'm here even. Whoops. There's my lick there, right? So again, Sunny. We're in E. So now this Kingfish lick has now become a thing. Pat Martino would play stuff like that. So I've got it around my C shape. Then I'd ask myself, okay, what if I had to get it around? Doesn't really work because I have to make a position shift. Can play it like that. Put it around the 5th here. Now it's vocabulary. Now I'm trying to drill that into my playing, because when I'm stealing things from players, it's usually jazz licks. Anyway, let's get this finished. So let's hear it in context. And he slides in from below. Oh no, it's ba, 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 ba. Do you slide in from the bottom of any of that? Little hammer there. Doesn't play the he doesn't fret the D. Yeah, it's like that. Little blues curl on the flat 3. So sorry for my minor jazz detour on that. But for me, when I'm transcribing and I'm making these guitar profiles, that's what don't like. Yeah, it's like a blues. I don't like slowing things down like that. Love these fifths. Another great lick to steal. So yeah, lots to learn from just that little lick there. Take the guitar pro feature off. Yeah, just like blues pentatonic position 1. I need this, like, that's a cool transition from pentatonic position 1. Maybe we'll work on that. That's a really nice little way of navigating around your kind of pentatonic or I guess Aeolian sound. Minor jazz detour. What are we doing? What are we doing? Django next. I mean, I wish. Again, everything has to be video because it's YouTube and it's a video format. I don't feel right transcribing audio because it's less interesting for you to watch, and also audio is owned by the record label, you know. I want to give you videos, so no Django next, unfortunately. We are doing next Saturday. We're doing Julian Large though, so. There we go. So it's bend, hold. Yeah, I'll play as a triplet. And the more you do this, obviously, the more you start to realise that you don't need to look at it, because you know, you know, I hear that little motif and I think, oh, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Oh, he did the same thing. Exactly the same motif as before. Oh, same way down as well. Kind of. I'm being lazy in the way I'm writing that. There better be questions coming in. I expect to look over and see questions shortly. Whoops. ascending Aeolian scale. Now we need vibrato for these, right? So it's vibrato, not vibrato, not. Yeah, it's not really a full tone bend. It's more like one of those quick melodic embellishments. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Stupid magic mouse. I think when you're doing things like this, like again, this ear training thing, when he's playing this melody, I hear pentatonic, and when he plays, as soon as he plays that, the 15th fret there, I'm thinking to myself, oh, Aeolian note, you know? Nice phrase, though. Whoops. I think that's a really good example of like scale knowledge, right? He's in B minor, and we should know when we're in this area. That's my Aeolian sound. So being able to play what he does something a little bit different there. Oh, I've made a mistake in there. I just spotted it there. Oh no, I haven't. Let me read that again. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's fine. So the idea is you can take that idea and play it around Aeolian, and so again to this idea of vocabulary, he's doing it around this chord form. But could you do that around this chord form? So any chord form that you were to see for this, so if I was playing I should be able to play So I think that's like what musical expression is. It's being able to take an idea and run with it. He played it. We should be able to do it everywhere. Let's keep going. All these little fragments. Ba-do-da-bo. I hear that and it's like, yeah, I know how to play that. And that's not me bragging. That's just me trying to illustrate to you how this stuff is done. The way we learn to hear things. I've played this so many times. As a phrase, that when I hear it played, it's like, oh yeah, I know how he's doing that. Ba-bo, ba-do-da-do-da-do. Nice. E flat diminished ninth. Maybe you will be a real chord. E flat. I mean, if you said E flat, sorry, E flat. Yeah, E flat diminished. That could mean lots of things, couldn't it? Is it an E flat major chord with a diminished ninth, with the 9 being the flat 9 or the minor 9? And if you take a major interval, flatten it, and then flatten it again, you have a diminished interval. So a diminished ninth is also the root. So it's really like an E flat with a diminished 9, or with the root on top. An E flat diminished ninth is just an E flat major chord. Sorry, I'll move that ad. Just reminding you, the Guitar Pro Summer Sale is currently on, 20% off on Guitar Pro 8. Check out the link in the description. You can also get 50% off My Songbook, which is the official, officially licensed transcriptions that you can purchase as Guitar Pro downloads via Guitar Pro. That's a good example of chord tone targeting. The chord is changing. Oh, stupid. One thing I hate about Guitar Pro is the grace note. I can't control where this grace note lands, so if I compress this bar too much, the grace note will just go in to the previous note. So chord tone targeting the third of the chord there. Da 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 bo. Now, is he going to transition up the neck using the same thing as before? Nice. We'll play that as... Yeah, group it of 6. That's cool. Ba-da. It's wrong to play because he's not actually playing that. So I'm going to go for, we're hearing a bit of noise. Whoops. Oh no. I will put it there. Like that. Ba-do-da-do. It does really feel like a consistent bend, like a slow bend. Almost done, guys. Target the 5. And I'm done. Woo! I'll leave this plugged in. Doesn't plug in that. Oh, it's fine. I'll keep it on my leg for now. Right. No more questions. Great. Not great. You left me hanging, you bitches. So yeah, now that's that entire solo. Very cool. And I really do mean that when I say that. I think it's a really nice blend of the traditional minor pentatonic blues vocabulary, your Buddy Guy, your Albert King, like it's all in there. But then he's just the extra touches that are a bit more modern. There's some fast scale run in there. There's an altered lick or a Phrygian dominant sounding lick. There's some more kind of natural minor Aeolian type phrases on there, which I think are really, really nice. Let's listen to the solo played in its entirety, just the MIDI. See if we agree with that as a principle or as an idea. So where do we start? We're here. So if I do this, put on a click for it, not at 50% speed. So really nice phrasing, but if I play that and talk over it, hopefully you can hear chord changes happening. So I'll play it from here because here's the start of the solo, okay? So, start of the progression. So it's B minor, staying on B minor, plays the 9 as a colour tone, but B minor, altered lick, which leads us to E minor, and he really plays E minor here. Back to B minor, blues scale. But then when the chord changes G major 7, he doesn't really outline it, he plays blues over it. F sharp 7, he's just playing the Aeolian over that. Leads into the next solo, B minor. B minor, he's just playing Aeolian over it. Chord change happening. He's just playing B blues over it. So he's not, there he hits the 3rd of E minor. Okay, does he outline the G major 7 now? No? Doesn't outline the F sharp 7? Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying that to you as an example of something not being done well. I'm saying that this is the language that a player like this uses over a chord progression like that. It's different to how John Scofield would solo over it. Neither is right or wrong. It's just the way he phrases over this. Or maybe he kind of hints at wanting to do a little bit more because he does have that cool jazz altered lick, the Phrygian dominant lick, leading to the 4 chord. But no big attempt when the G major lands to my. This is a chord we could play. What am I doing there? Just try and get that again. So you could probably do a better job of it than that. But really thinking G major. For my And for my practice, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up a loop and go. That's how I practice. But it would probably sound out of place if Kingfish was to play like that. He's a blues-based player, and we should celebrate that. Guitar Rhythm Jim says, what do you think should be the best steps to learn how to transcribe my own ideas? Thanks in advance. Yeah, seems like a good question to end on. So, simple answer to that. You have to appreciate that, I've said this a million times on these streams, you have to appreciate that transcription is just reading in reverse. Transcription is hearing a thing and knowing what that thing would look like written down. Now, of course, there's the detail of being able to hear the thing and know the thing that you're hearing is the thing that was on the recording. So unison training. But you need to be able to hear a thing, and then to write it down, you need to know what that thing would look like written down. Now, if you can't read this, and I don't mean sight read it, but I mean have an understanding of that rhythm, beat one, oh, you can't see, sorry, I didn't bring it up. Read this. If you can't see, let's get rid of that. If you can't see beat one, beat two, beat three, and beat four, and then piece that together, one, ba, da, ba, boo, do, boo, da, boo, da, ba, ba, do, ba, boo, da, boo, da, boo, da, ba, 3, 4. You know, no matter the bar that you put up here, if I had to read this rhythmically, 3, 4. Yeah, so I carried on reading. But if you can't piece the rhythm together like that, then your ability to hear a thing that you've played and then write it down on the page is essentially going to be non-existent. So you kind of have to develop that skill. If you want to learn to be a really good transcriber, it helps to learn to be able to read. And I don't mean sight read. I mean being able to put a thing in front of you and piece together rhythmically what's going on. Ba, whoops, ba, ba, boo, da, ba, do, ba, boo, da, boo, da, boo, da, ba, 3, 4. 3, 4. That's me just reading the rhythm that is here. If you have no chance in hell of being able to do that, then being able to transcribe is going to be harder, much harder. So, yeah, learning to read rhythm is very, very important in being able to transcribe. So that'd be my tip. Wouldn't it be great if somebody was working on a course to help you how to do exactly that? Well, have I got a website for you? If you're looking to take your guitar practice to the next level, then check out guidedpracticeroutines.com. We have over 100 hours of full instructional videos and practice routines, so we can practice together and progress faster. Now, these all come with full sound slice integration and Guitar Pro downloads. You'll also have access to my entire YouTube archive of transcriptions. So check out the link in the description and be the first to know when we go live. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that must have been a mistake, Levi. You seem to have said that you have 100 hours of video. Oh no, I mean that. I have over 100 hours of guided practice routines on guidedpracticeroutines.com. We're launching next month, so check out the link in the description. Pop your email address in, and we will let you know when we launch with our launch offer. we'll be able to save 20%. A lot of work is shock horror. Hundreds of hours of work has gone into putting this together, including a team of people building the website. So it's a huge undertaking, and I really have gone above and beyond to try and make this something unique, something special, something unlike any other guitar educational website. So I would really appreciate it if you guys would check it out. So that'd be, very much appreciated. Oh, look at me. I forgot I had a beverage here. A tasty can of pineapple and grapefruit Fanta. But it's been there for 2 hours, so it's warm now. So check out guided practice routines. Also, please do check out Guitar Pro. If you don't already own Guitar Pro, and I mentioned it there in the in the guided practice routines ad. Like, we have SoundSlice integration for all of the courses on guided practice routines, but we also have Guitar Pro downloads for every single practice routine. You can also download all of the Guitar Pro files for my YouTube transcriptions on there. Like, I'm a big lover of Guitar Pro, and knowing that you'll be able to go on, as a member, you'll be able to go and look at things and go, oh yeah, I want to learn that solo. Let's take a look at that solo. Let's look at this bit. Guitar Pro is just the tool for this. It makes your learning experience, makes your practice experience as a student just a better option. So there's a link in the description to go and check out Guitar Pro 8 and grab yourself a copy. They currently have their summer sale on. You can grab 20% off, along with 50% off of my songbook. Now, my songbook, I don't think it's something that I can... Let me save this. Oh, look. Oh, he's just teasing all of the guided practice routine. Oh, what's that? Ear training videos? Oh, what? Oh, wow. It's a lot of... terabytes and terabytes of video that I filmed for you guys. Let me just save this. This Patreon content. There. Kingfish. Thriller's gone. That's the one. Kingfish. Thrill is gone. Not Geen. I'll type with one hand here. Okay. So I believe, if I save this, I'll press the home button here. Yeah, so you can see here that we can get our summer sale information there. But if I check out my songbook, so here's a free tab of the day. So check out Mountain. It's just downloading it. So I used to do these. Many years ago, long time ago, like 15 years ago, I used to work for Guitar Pro, and I used to make these files for them. So they've done, this is Mississippi Queen by Mountain, and we have all of the vocals, the left guitar, the right guitar, panned. We have our lead guitar electric part there. We've got our bass part. We've got our drum part. And the beauty now with modern Guitar Pro is that you could import the audio into this as well, if you really wanted to. Obviously, they can't give you that audio because that's copyrighted material. But this is a licensed track, so you can load this up and you can go, okay, let's press play on this. Now, I would always recommend turning the vocals off for these. But if I jump through this, let's find an interesting part. It's the chorus, pre-chorus, right? So the solo, right? Oh, I've soloed rather than... So my songbook stuff, again, I'll bring it up here, is this huge archive. Now, I'm not actually a member. It's a subscription thing, but it's 50% off currently. It's truly astonishing the amount of work that goes into these. And I like I say, I used to transcribe these for Guitar Pro back in the day, and you'll find some on my work on there. Like if you look up, there's some of the dense Avenged Sevenfold stuff, like Dear God by Avenged Sevenfold, and like we as transcribers we do everything on there. So I did all the pedal steel guitar and like banjo and stuff. So they're really in detail, in depth, and they're not like downloading a tab from Ultimate Guitar because these are all licensed. So the artist actually gets paid when you're purchasing, or sorry, when you're a member of these. So yeah, that's my songbook and Guitar Pro. I would recommend that you go and grab yourself Guitar Pro at 20% off while you still can. Let's have a look at these last questions. Do you play everything you transcribe on guitar yourself? No. Do I play everything that I transcribe? I don't learn to play almost anything that I transcribe. It's not how I work. In the same way that if I was, I don't know, let's say I was watching a film and I thought, oh, that scene was really cool. I might write down, what was said in the scene as a memory, but I wouldn't recite it. I wouldn't repeat it back, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that's just not how I do things. Because my job is a transcriber, and I want to be better at transcribing. I've got better at playing as a part of that, but my goal is to be a better transcriber and to be a better improviser. And for me, you don't become a better improviser by spending all of your time learning to play exactly what somebody played. Phrases, licks, ideas, yeah, sure, but not solos, in the same way that you don't learn speeches. That's my thoughts on that. Will the new website take place of Patreon? The new website will take place of Patreon, essentially, yeah. I'll be so my most popular tier on Patreon is my guided practice routine tier, funnily enough. So I will be discontinuing that tier. I'm still trying to work out what I'm going to do vis-a-vis lessons. Patreon obviously takes a cut of all the money that I make on Patreon. Guided practice routines, I don't get 100% of it. I'm working with a team of people putting this together, and there's a percentage that's being given away, and it's a larger percentage than what Patreon were taking. But the hope is that because it's going to be a better experience for people using it, I will be able to much more effectively put money into marketing it and reaching more people, because it's an infinitely better platform. So, but when it comes to things like private lessons, I still don't want to be doing. I don't want to be doing those via the new website because I don't want to be giving away a percentage of my teaching. So, plus also, I'll give you a spoiler. Okay, the price of guided practice routines that we've talked about currently .com is $25, which will include tax. So that's inclusive of tax. Patreon is $20, but not inclusive of tax. So it adds VAT or sales tax or whatever. So the idea is it should cost you the same. But in the first 48 hours of the website launching, there'll be 20% off on that. So you'll be able to get a membership for $20, including sales. So actually, if you're loyal, should actually be cheaper than Patreon. Yeah, so you've got that information. How do I transfer over from Patreon? You transfer over from Patreon by cancelling your Patreon and getting just signing up on guided practice routines. So, would you recommend your Lick Library ear training videos as a base? Yes, absolutely. My ear training videos that I did with Lick Library, they approached me and asked me if I would do some ear training stuff. And I said to them, you've come at the perfect time, because I'm currently writing an ear training course for my own website. So I've been thinking like philosophically about the education of ear training. Why have I got this tab up? Let me do this. I've been thinking philosophically about the pedagogy of ear training and how to most effectively teach it. So I'm happy to come down to you guys and film some content based on that. And it's a nice introduction to my approach to ear training. Yeah. Obviously, they're recent videos, and I stand by everything I put out, and I'm proud of those videos that I did with Lick Library. Very happy with those and how they turned out. So yeah, I would recommend them. It's not a but. My website isn't here yet, and also it's the same as like, will my website replace my books? Well, no. Yeah, all these materials exist, and people just have different ways that they want to receive information. Some people like working from books, some people like working from videos. I've actually had patrons who were long-time users of guided practice routines, the videos, but in the end they felt overwhelmed by the amount of videos that they had access to, so they decided to focus on just the books, because that way he felt that he was, and because I know who I'm thinking of, but he felt he could focus more on the actual material when he wasn't overwhelmed with all the videos. So I think of all of the material that I've released, be it video courses or educational books or free stuff on YouTube, it's all just different sides of the same dice. All of the information that I'm trying to put out there in the world is consistent. It's just different methods of delivery. Yeah. So thanks, they're on sale now. So I plan on picking them up. Oh, the Lick Library ones. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, pick them up. There is one more course that I filmed for those guys that hasn't been released yet. Don't know where that is. Who knows if it's coming out? I've been paid for it, so hopefully they don't shelve it. If they shelve it, they shelve it. I do need to have a heated word with Lick Library though, and I'll let you in on the drama, because I'm all about drama, right? Lick Library asked me if I wanted to come down and film. I said, yeah, well, I've got this thing that I do. I do this thing called guided practice routines, and it's very successful for me. It's what I do. It's my business. Guided practice is my business. My Patreon is guided practice routines. My books, they're guided practice routines. That's my thing. Levi Clay makes guided practice routines, and they're very successful. Like I said, for me, they're good. They do good numbers. People like the format, and I said I would be happy to come down and let you have guided practice routines. I'd be happy to come down and film some guided practice routines for you, and you can call them guided practice routines, and I'll take no issue with that. So I went down and I filmed, and they released them, and they called them Guitar Fit. It's like, okay, you've thrown away a really good name here, a name that I've said I don't mind you using. And then I saw that they released a course with Sam Bell, and they called it Guided Practice Routines. And I'm like, come on, guys. There was nearly a cease and desist sent, but I have spoken with my copyright lawyer, and we can't trademark guided practice routines, unfortunately. But, what can I say? Bless them. Bless them. I do love my friends down at Lick Library, but sometimes they do things where I'm like, what are you doing? Rob says that I'm on week 103. Will they be labelled similarly? They'll be more effectively labelled, actually. Rob, do you guys want a little teaser? Do you want me to show you some stuff? Let me show you what you're in for. Yeah, we can do that, can't we? This is all subject to change. Slightly. All right. I'll give you a little teaser. I'm so excited. So much work has gone into this. It's not finished yet, but you get the basic idea. Right, okay. So you'll log into guided practice routines, and you'll say, you know what do I want to work on today? I want to look at all of these courses that Levi spent all of this time filming. Okay, let's take a look at Levi's Triad Mastery course. There's 7 hours of content in this, and I want to work on level 1's etudes. Let's have a look at Wealthy Lady. Oh, look, here's Levi's Wealthy Lady with a full write-up of all of the examples, and then the routine played with full sound slice integration. So we can select the parts that we want to work on if we want to work on just one part of it, and we can just work on it. And you can download your backing tracks for everything up here, and you can download all of the guitar profiles, and you can mark your progress as you're doing it, and everything that you do will be tracked, and you'll be able to easily find the things that you're working on. You can come up to our legacy routines, which is all of the stuff that I uploaded to Patreon, and everything that I ever did for Patreon is here. So if you want to work on the routines, they are labelled with numbers. We're currently putting more thumbnails in for all of these, but if you want to work on them numerically, you can do that. But also, if you just want to work on chords, you click chords. Don't make a fool of me now. Oh, that is chords. Okay, fine. Nothing changed. And all of anything that's chord related will load up. If you want to work on lead guitar stuff, or ear training stuff, or rhythm guitar stuff, or you want to work on your technique, or fretboard knowledge, everything is organised for you. You want to come over and look at my transcription archive? You want to work on some country music? Cool. Here's every country thing that I've posted on YouTube. Oh, you want to look at Danny Gatton's Harlem Nocturne? Cool. Here it is. Let's watch it. Let's download the guitar profiles. Let's practice together to progress faster. So much work has gone into making this work. I'm really, really excited for you guys to get to dig around, and there's a lot more coming as well. So we'll have live streams for you guys, exclusive live streams that only members will be able to see. So anyway, I've been streaming for 2.25 hours. I might be cheeky and cut the end of this transcription off of YouTube so people don't get to see that behind the scenes stuff there. But yeah, that's guided practice routines. And just one more time, huge thank you to my friends over at Guitar Pro for sponsoring this stream. It's kind of been sponsored by two people, right? I've sponsored it myself. But Guitar Pro, yeah, summer sales on, 20% off, link in the description. My songbook. They run sales a couple of times a year. It's always a great opportunity to either get yourself a copy of the software if you don't already have it, or to cross-grade if you have been using a previous version. You can, I think the cross-grade's like $30 or something like that. Don't quote me on the numbers. Yeah, so go and check those guys out. They are good people if they're supporting the hard work of musicians like me. So yeah, much better organisation than Patreon allows. Yeah. You can bookmark things. How cool is that? You can find things that you like. You could go, I'm working on this, but let's bookmark this other lesson for later because that sounds interesting. I want to come back to that. And then you can just click in your profile and you'll be able to see everything that you've been working on, everything that you want to work on moving forward. We're going to create pathways for you. So if you're working on this, maybe you move on to this next. Cannot tell you how much work has gone into it, but I'm so proud of it. You can probably hear that in my voice. I'm super proud of it. Yeah, it feels like a legacy type thing. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It really has been a lot of fun. I'm going to be back next week doing a Julian Large transcription. I'll be uploading this transcription to YouTube tomorrow, the Kingfish one. And yeah, you guys have been awesome. I've just been silly old me. I could really do with a shave and a shower. I look ridiculous. But thank you so much, all of your love and support. It really does mean a lot. Share the streams, tell your friends about my YouTube channel, tell them about guidedpracticeroutines.com, and go and grab yourself a copy of Guitar Pro. Scott says the website looks impressive. Yeah. And you've not even seen the homepage yet. The homepage is beautiful. I'll just run the ad and then I'll go, okay? Goodbye. If you're looking to take your guitar practice to the next level, then check out guidedpracticeroutines.com. We have over 100 hours of full instructional videos and practice routines, so we can practice together and progress faster. Now, these all come with full Sound Slice integration and Guitar Pro downloads. You'll also have access to my entire YouTube archive of transcriptions. So check out the link in the description and be the first to know when we go live.